Hello, Internet. We are the TheStacheCast, and I am being rudely interrupted by the one and only black man in our group, of course.
This is the second week in a row you're ruining the intro time, Danny.
How did I ruin the intro before? I believe we restarted because you're a Canadian who rudely interrupted me. Wow.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
Anyway, I'm Kyle, or the Bitchy Reviewer.
Or the Canadian.
That too.
I feel like we should make while we're on the subject, I feel like we should make an awesome YouTube trailer for Kyle and the trailer should be called The Canadian. And like we should have him doing all these epic and awesome things.
Dude!
Like explosions and shooting people and stuff, and like he just sits there all posing and it's just like the Canadian pops up behind him.
Dude, seriously? Like, make a fake trailer to the American and make it the Canadian with Kyle?
Yeah.
It'll be more exciting than the American movie.
Yes. I agree.
Okay, so since I was kind of on the subject before we started this, I'm just gonna, it really annoys me that for $30 I can get the Blu-ray Ultraviolet Extended Edition of The Hobbit. I don't even get a DVD for that. Like, I bought the Digibook for, I think, $25.
Yeah, did that come with the DVD? I actually forget.
I don't know. Tony, did it?
I don't believe it did.
I can check right now. I have a big box of my movies.
But it just kind of feels like a ripoff for an extended version, just a Blu-ray Ultraviolet of The Hobbit.
Well, yeah, remember how much the Lord of the Rings extended editions were? For, like, a long time, it was, like, $80 for the three of them in a box set.
I did not know that.
It's just, I'm with you. I'm in the same boat.
The Hobbit Digibook does have, I believe it does have it does a DVD. It's got the Blu-ray, and then it's got a special features Blu-ray disc, and then a DVD disc.
That's what I thought. So,
yeah.
It's kind of like, I feel like it's a ripoff, but it has a list.
I kind of hate how they always do stuff like that, where, like, I'm going to use this just as an example, but Blade Runner, how every single year, or, like, 10 years or however many years, like, there's a new edition of that released with another version. It's like...
Yeah, they do that with a lot of movies.
I hate when they do that. It's like, just put out the version.
It's like Halloween now. They're coming out with, what, a 30th
They've got
anniversary?
a 30th anniversary edition, but we had the 25th anniversary edition come out a few years ago, and before that was the 20th anniversary edition. It's like, especially with a movie like Halloween, there's not much more you can add to it.
Well, yeah, the Blu-ray quality is fine. There's really, and there's all these, I just wish if they're going to do anything with Halloween, just release a box set of all the movies.
Thank you. That's what I think the 30th anniversary should be, is a box set. Because the only other huge anniversary you're going to have is the 50th anniversary, and I don't want to wait another...
In 20 years, Blu-ray is probably going to be a thing of the past, even, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And it'd be dumb to... Sorry, Danny, but it would be dumb just to do... like a randomized number. Like, it would be dumb to have like the 36th anniversary,
Yeah, exactly.
So
stupid. Friday the 13th has a Blu-ray box set coming out.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh God, I'm buying that.
I'm actually debating on if I want it or not. I still have. I didn't get the last DVD box that they came out with. But does this one have Jason X and that crap?
It's got all 10 plus, I think it's got Freddy vs. Jason as well.
It does.
Oh, okay. I might have to get it then.
And then the remake, if I'm correct.
Yep, you are, sir.
I'll have to. Actually, yeah, that sounds actually pretty good then.
Actually, I guess I'll just go back to The Hobbit, but I will tell you the one thing so far that it really annoys me. Like, the cover of the movie looks fantastic, but here's, like, the disc order. Disc 1, you have the first movie. Disc 2, you have the second. Disc 3, you have Part 3 in 3D. So that's actually kind of cool that they're giving you a 3D version of it. You're getting Disc 4, which has never been on Blu-ray. Or Disc 4 is the fourth movie. And you have Disc 5, which has 5, 6 on it. Both, I guess, they new to Blu-ray. Then 6 has 7 and 8 on it, both new to Blu-ray. 7 has Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, and Jason X, which I guess are both new to Blu-ray. Disc 8 has Freddy vs. Jason. Disc 9 has the Friday the 13th with the theatrical and killer cuts. And then Disc 10 has the bonus disc. I don't get why they have 1 through 4 on separate discs and have Freddy vs. Jason and the remake on separate discs, but then put all the other ones 2 to a disc. Like, I guess it does save, money not having to get that many discs, but why have, 1 through 4 on a different disc? And then, I kind of understand.
I guess 1 through 4 are the best of the franchise. Some would say.
But why does Freddy vs. Jason get its own? Why not put that?
I think 1 through 3 or 1 through 4. I think they've all been released individually on Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken.
Why they pack them together.
And Freddy vs. Jason has been on its own, and
okay.
And as the remakes, and then after 4, nothing has been on Blu-ray, so they just kind of thought it'd be easier to.
It'd be really cool to see Jason Lives on Blu-ray.
Yes.
That's my.
Yeah, I would have to agree because that would be nice to see.
That's my favorite sequel, I should say. I like 2. I'm not a huge first one fan. I don't really care for the first one all that much.
Yeah, the first one's kind of eh.
I acknowledge it because it is the first one in the series and everything, but I like 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 10.
I think my favorite.
Not in that order,
is
but I like those are the ones that I like.
I like 3, 6, 4, and 2 pretty much. And then Freddy vs. Jason is cool. A lot of people don't like that movie, but I enjoy it. And the remake.
Tony, did you get to check out Wasting Money 1, his movie digging of Friday the 13th?
No, I did not have the opportunity to check that out yet, but while we're on the subject, shout out to our friends Wasting Money 1. We can put the link in the description box.
That's definitely something you should, both of you guys should check out, and, anybody into, if you've seen Friday the 13th, because it is spoilers, but, he points out, all of the, stupid and inconsistent things that are in Friday the 13th, and,
the first movie?
Explains it. Yes, the first original one.
Okay.
It's really good and interesting, and it's funny, and, it's completely
it's
true.
It's Wasting Money 1, so, it's gonna be funny.
Oh, this is the 35th anniversary of Halloween.
Yeah, who cares, really, honestly.
That actually kind of looks cool, the digibook of it. It's a digibook, right?
Yeah, it's a digibook, but I don't want to buy that movie again. I already own 3 copies of the first Halloween.
I don't own any copies, and I don't want a 35th. Because to me, what is the significance in the 35th anniversary? What makes it different than 34?
I already have the first one, Blu-ray, so I probably won't get it.
I just don't see the significance there.
I don't even want to get that one set that they have, the commemorative set thing.
What is that?
That has, 1, 4, and 5 in it?
That's what I thought, and I'm I'm not paying for that.
Are you talking about, is that the limited one with the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only point I see to having that is to have the whole limited collector's edition version thing. But even at the same time, I have limited stuff here. I've got the Hellraiser box set that's got the cube set that's got Hellraiser 1, 2, and then Hellraiser on Blu-ray. And it's stuff like that's not, as far as packaging, the packaging's the best part of it. It's what's in the content itself is just, it's not worth paying the money to own it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the only Halloween movies I really care to own on Blu-ray anyway are Halloween 1, 2, and H2O.
High five.
That's...
Those are the ones that I have on Blu-ray. I feel the same way. I'm the ones I want to own on Blu-ray, I already own on Blu-ray.
I don't have H2O yet, but I have one.
I want to get them all. I don't actually have any other than the remake. But I would like to have them all. But I'm not going to buy a set that's 1, 4, and 5. that does me no good if I want to do a movie night, just be like, okay,
exactly.
because to me, 1, 4, and 5, all I have to do, it's like, boom, fucking October, just turn on AMC. What's gonna happen? They're gonna do we're showing Halloween 1, then Halloween 4, then Halloween 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's like all they ever played. So, it just feels like an AMC type of box set.
I feel like the Friday the 13th set, though, back to that, I feel like it's kind of expensive.
Yeah,
it's $100 on Amazon.ca.
Although I think that set is more of a set that's for people who, for one, this is the first time you're buying any of the movies, and then for two, I also think it's a set for the diehard fans who are going to buy it because this is the first time 5 through 8 have been on Blu-ray. 5 through 9. I don't think Jason Goes to Hell has ever been on Blu-ray. It might have.
Probably not.
There's actually a lot that haven't been on Blu-ray, it said. I think you're 5. Yep, you're right, 5 through... No, 5 through 10.
But,
I thought Jason X came out on Blu-ray.
The Nightmare on Elm Street Blu-ray set was only $50 for me.
But, okay, honestly...
That's an okay price for that. I mean...
When I went to Michigan and I was at Tony's house, he has a Nightmare on Elm Street box set of all of the movies on DVD, and he's got one on Blu-ray. The Blu-ray just sucks. The
Blu-ray set,
the actual set,
is kind of stupid.
It just sucks. It's so small. The Transformers box set, I think, is the same size, and that only has 3 movies in it. It's garbage.
The cover is like him cutting through the sheet or whatever, right?
It's so plain and white.
Yeah, kind of. The cover and the packaging is just kind of plain and whatever, but I don't like the way they do the packaging on the Friday the 13th set either. Isn't it those stupid cardboard, you slide your disc in the cardboard and stuff?
Oh god, I didn't even see that. Son of a bitch. Is that really gonna be inside a tin case Halloween did it? Where it's a tin case and you take the thing out?
Yeah, I think so. That was the way they did the last box set, isn't it? I don't have the last set, so I don't know.
The last Friday the 13th set?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one. It's got the packaging where you have, it's a digibook kind of deal, and you open it and...
It's like the Indiana Jones set or the Star Wars set, kind of?
Yeah, it's basically like that new Bruce Lee set is, too, where all the DVDs are inside the sleeves. That is the worst design.
That's the only thing I don't like about the Star Wars Blu-ray set is the way they do that. But it's got really cool artwork and stuff in it, so it's okay.
The Star Wars one has that?
Yeah, the entire all 6 films on Blu-ray. It's it's a digibook. You open it up and every page has original artwork, concept art from every episode 1. There's concept art of Darth Maul, and then they have the discs and a little cardboard thing. But it is really thick cardboard. I don't feel like it's going to damage the discs at all. It's fine. It's just I would have rathered it be an actual case.
I didn't actually know that, and I would have gladly spent the $100. But see, I hate those things. I don't feel they protect the movie.
I feel like you're scratching the disc anytime you pull them out, and I also feel like you're gonna break it when you try to grab it. It's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
While we're on the subject...
I feel like I'm going to get fingerprints all over it every time I put it away or get it out.
While we're on the subject, though, who here remembers the very first release of the Back to the Future Blu-ray box set?
Vaguely. I never really saw it.
That's the version that I have, is the first one that was that first line that went out. And my god, the disc setup is terrible.
See, I thought you had the new one that...
No, I have the original one, and my god, dude, you try to grab... I broke the pin things on them already. Because they have these holders that keep the discs in, but you can't pull them out because they're so held in so tightly that when you grab it, it actually folds I have actually had one of the discs folded into almost a half, trying to get it out. I felt like if I moved it anymore, it was gonna snap.
Does anybody have the Scream Blu-ray trilogy?
I do. The one that's got the 5 film set?
One.
No, it's got the one I have has just 3 discs, but it's like I was just using that as an example for the way they have like one disc over top of another disc. So if you want to take out the one disc, you have to take out the first disc.
Boogeyman trilogy did that.
I don't like that stuff. That's
the Boogeyman trilogy did that, and that took me off so much. I thought when I first bought it, I didn't realize it was 3 discs. I thought that I only had the 1 disc, and then when I realized it was 3, I'm like, so if I want to watch 2, because no one wants to watch Boogeyman 1, I was like, so if I want to watch Boogeyman 2, I have to pull out Boogeyman, and then it's just like it's an annoyance.
Yeah. I'm glad that have you guys noticed that they're kind of fading away on the whole recycled or refurbished Blu-ray cases like that had the stupid
recycled.
Yeah.
I remember Tony's video of what to do with the recycled Blu-ray case.
Those are kind of fading away, right? I haven't noticed any lately. Any new movies I bought don't have.
You're talking to the guy who hasn't bought a movie in so long.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed.
Well, Evil Dead, I think, is the last movie I bought.
I didn't get to buy that. We know who did buy that, though. We know a Target employee who personally made sure he got his steelbook.
I don't think they know that story, Tony.
That's a good story. While we're on the subject, that's a great story.
I think you should do the honors.
I'll do the honors. So Danny and I are sitting there at Target, and we've gone to 2. We went to 1 Target already. We're at the 2nd Target that day, and we're asking the guy. He overhears me and Danny talking about the steelbooks. We check the front area where the main Blu-rays are for the movies. We check those stacks. We check behind everything. We're hoarders, we're searching. We know how to do this. And we're talking about the steelbook, and then there's this enthusiastic employee. He, looks over the shelf, and he, does this freaking creepy peek over. He's like, you can see him smiling, and he's just like, you guys talking about the Evil Dead steelbook? And we're like, yeah. We're like, we were wondering if you guys had any. He's like, well, I could check for you guys if you really want me to. And we're like, yeah, that'd be great, thanks. This guy walks around the corner to the area where the movies are. He takes one look at the stack and goes, sorry, we're out of them. And then he goes, but luckily I grabbed mine when it came in yesterday. We only had 5. I grabbed mine, so we're probably out of them. And Dan and I are like, so there were 5. You grabbed one. That means there were 4 for all day. Awesome.
But yeah, let me tell you,
it would have been really funny if he tried to sell you his copy for double price. How badly do you want that?
I'm not going to go too far into the story, but that's not the end of the story. I call him the enthusiastic guy because this dude offered to help us. Before he overheard us, the same guy asked if we were okay 3 times. This guy checked on us from the time we walked from. You know how a Target looks. From the time we walked from the.
Wait. Does Kyle know what a Target looks like? I forgot.
Yeah, we have a Target where I live now. Yeah, it just opened a month and a half ago.
I forgot about that. Kyle has a Target now. No, it's just not only was that, but remember the popcorn movies? I didn't understand why they were popcorn movies. I think because you get a box of popcorn with them.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the same guy.
That reminds me of when Target opened here. I went there on an opening day, and there was just so many employees. There were more employees in the store than actual customers. So it got to the point where employees were just hanging out and whatever. And I walked into the store and 5 times before I even got around the store, people were like, hey, do you need help finding anything? Do you want to sign up for our Target debit card? Hey, you get 5% off everything in the store. Huh? You want to get this? Huh? You need help finding anything? I'm like, I'm just looking. Thank you. And it's just they're like, oh boy, customers, let's go serve.
Oh, that Target thing. Do you know what that Target card is? It is it's a card that if you, according to what the one lady told me when I had asked her about it, because I was like, I was buying something, and I was like, oh, I could get this money off, and it'd be great. And then she's like, yeah, and it's basically like a credit card where you have to pay for it every month, even if you don't use it. And I was just like...
Oh, that's stupid.
Like the
what I
FYE
understood
thing
it
is...
It was like there was the credit card, and then there was the debit card. And the debit card is basically just they give you a Target debit card, and then you use that at Target, you get 5% off everything.
I know.
So basically you don't have to pay any
it's like
GST.
It's like the FYE one, where it's like every year you have to pay for it whether you go there or not.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah,
okay, while we're on the subject of employees, I've got a story.
Phrase of the night. While we're on the subject.
So, there was a Menards that just opened up around...
Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you, Chris Chelios is going to be there.
Oh, this is my story. So, we're going to Menards, which if nobody's ever heard of a Menards is basically Costco and Meijer just pushed into one store, is all it is. And
yep.
Menards opened up like across the street from Costco and Meijer around my area. And so, it's literally across this main road. We have the main road, and on the left-hand side of it is Costco and Meijer in this department area, and then on the right-hand side is the Menards. Anyway, so Chris Chelios, is a player from the Red Wings, for anybody who's listening that doesn't know who Chris Chelios is signing autographs at Menards. He was there for 2 hours. So me and my buddy Carl go up there early to scope out and see how long. We wanted to see if there was going to be a big line, to see how busy the store was, and see things like that. So we go around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and the store is packed because it's brand new, so the store is just packed. And we asked 3 customers, or we asked 1 customer, and he didn't know, but we asked 3 employees. First employee was a mop guy. He's mopping the floors. So we come up to him and we go, excuse me, sir, do you know where Chris Chelios is going to be set up for the autographs? And the guy looks at us and he goes, who's Chris Chelios? So we were like, the guy doing autographs today. And he's like, oh, I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about that. I don't know who he is. And he walked away from us. The second guy we go up to, this dude, he's wearing a name tag, and this guy's helping another customer. We're like, this guy looks smart, we'll ask him. We're like, excuse me, sir, do you know where Chris Chelios is going to be set up for the autographs? And he goes, is he the race car driver? And we go, no, he's the hockey player. He goes, oh, the hockey player, okay, let me go check real quick. So he goes to his phone, and he calls a manager and everything to find out, and he goes, oh, he's over in the insulation section, which is on that side of the store. We're like,
the insulation section?
We're like, okay. He's like, it's not really numbered or anything, so you shouldn't have a hard time finding it, though. We're like, okay, we're on our way over there, and we're headed. We're not seeing anything, so we're like, we're going to ask for the insulation section just to make sure we're going in the right place, because it's kind of a big store. We asked somebody, we're like, excuse me, sir, do you know where the insulation section is? He goes, I think it's over somewhere over that way, maybe. But I don't know. Yeah, that was a fun day.
Did you get to meet him?
We didn't end up meeting him, no.
Seriously?
Nope.
In the whole store, he's signing autographs for 2 hours and you couldn't find him?
We didn't go back up there. We had
I would have.
To that.
I would have, because he's
dude,
awesome.
we lost hope when the first guy's like, I don't know who Chris Chelios is. Signing in your, I get it's a new store, I get you guys are new employees and everything, but the man is signing autographs in your store. You would know.
You as an employee, you need to know that, because you know you're going to be asked.
We had a senator come to our McDonald's, and every employee knew what time he was going to be there until what time he was leaving and why he was coming.
This is bad, like, stores in general, and Best Buy, I think, is actually one of the worst places for that. because they always offer to help you, but then you're like, hey, do you have this? And they're like, let me go call 5 other people and ask if we have this.
Oh, they always offer help, but they don't even know how to help. God forbid you should ask about a movie.
I remember, actually, I was at Zellers, is a Canadian store. It actually got bankrupt, and now it's Target. Anyway, I was at the store. I was like, hey, do you guys have, I was looking for Drive on Blu-ray. I was like, do you guys have Drive? They're like, let me check. No, we don't have Drive, but we have Drive Angry, the Nicolas Cage movie. I was like, yeah, I'll pass. Thanks. It's so funny the way she did it.
I remember...
I don't know if I'd actually buy that movie. I think I probably would.
I remember when Halloween 2 first came out on Blu-ray, and I went to go get it, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I asked an employee at Best Buy if they had Halloween 2, the Blu-ray, and the guy goes and does the same thing that the guy did to me and Danny. He, checks the places I've already checked. It's like, dude, when we ask you if you have this, it means we've checked.
Well,
we mean, can you go on the computer and see if it's in the warehouse?
Go see if it's in the back, where I'm not going to be able to look.
Because if I'm coming to you specifically for help...
I work at a grocery store, and people will be like, do you have this? I didn't see any. And I go look on the shelf, and it's like, yeah, it's right freaking here on the shelf. So, I kind of see where they're coming from. But at the same time, it's like, do you honestly think 2 kids that come into a store, you can obviously tell have been looking around for a bit, are just going to come up and ask you where this movie is, as if we haven't looked already?
Well, there's a difference between groceries and movies and stuff. If you're going into a store looking for a movie, you're going to look for the movie. Chances are you probably went in the store specifically for that movie.
I don't know. So, if you go to a store and you can't find where the pop is at, if you're looking for pop and you can't walk down the pop aisle and see your pop, you have problems.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit of an issue.
Because that's what it was. They're like, do you have this pop? And I'm like, it's right there on the fucking shelf. They're like, we didn't see any. Do you have any in the back?
No, because it's right there on the shelf.
I actually went and looked in the back. I'm like, we don't have any in the back. And then I went and looked down the aisle. I'm like, it's right fucking there. But anyway, back to, movies and shit, which would probably be a good thing to go back to. My bad. I apologize. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even going to look up The Hobbit. I don't care about what the special features are. Probably won't buy it when it comes out.
Speaking of the term that you just used, I took a major one earlier, and it felt pretty great.
Thank you. I think that belongs in the group.
Oh, I know.
I feel like a better person after knowing that. Thanks.
I figured you guys could all sleep better at night after knowing that.
Everybody
It was a doozy, too. I mean, the toilet was it had issues afterwards, and man, it had teeth. It was nasty.
Let's move on.
Yeah, obviously. So, am I the only one that, still watches movies on Netflix, really?
I do.
No, I just watched Hot Fuzz on Netflix the other day.
Really? I didn't know it was on there. I'm going to have to...
It's on Canadian Netflix. I don't know if it's on American or not.
I think Netflix needs just a broadband and not to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's different for Canada.
I don't like that. Because I see movies that people will post, be like, oh, I watched this, and I go look on Netflix. I'm like, it's not on there. It's Canadian Netflix. I'm like, fucking hell, I'd love to watch it. No, I can't name any specific, but I've actually been watching a lot of TV shows. I can't really get focused on one TV show other than The Office. I really I'm having an issue with movies now because Netflix keeps adding really good movies and stuff, but I can't bring myself to watch them because I'm like, but maybe I don't want to watch this right now, and I want to watch this movie, and I just spend an hour trying to figure out what movie I think it's just as bad as me trying to look through my collection to find a movie.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, Kyle.
I really miss
what we're saying.
I really, really, really miss actually going to the movie rental place to rent a movie.
Why don't you?
because they don't exist anymore.
They don't in Canada, really?
Well, every Blockbuster got shut down in Canada.
Oh.
And there was a movie rental store that did open up here, and they tried to make a go of it, and it just didn't work for them, and they went out of business because everybody just uses Netflix or Redbox.
Well, most Blockbusters went out of business in Michigan. I'm not sure if all did. I know there's some out in like California and stuff still. It's still kind of around, but it's not that big. The main ones I see here is like a Family Video. I don't know if you guys have them in Canada. They're actually quite all over, like Illinois and Michigan. I go there sometimes, but I hate it. And I wanted a job there for the longest time. But whenever I go in there, nobody knows about movies.
Yeah, that's what I hate, when they have employees working like in the movie section or electronics section, and they just don't know anything about movies or video games or whatever.
Well, like, I go into Family Video like...
I mean, I don't expect them to know everything.
Oh, yeah, but major releases they should.
It's like, if I go out there and I ask, hey, do you have the, like, new season of Walking Dead came out, do you have it? They're like, I don't know. What's The Walking Dead?
Well, like, back when, Men of Valor, I think it's called, came out, I really wanted to see it, but I never heard anything on it. Nobody really did reviews on it, so I was asking the people at the movie store, because I'm like, you work in a movie store, you should know movies. If you haven't seen it, you should hear what customers say when they bring it back, or like if they're renting it, what they've heard about it. Like, have movie conversations in a movie place. And none of the people that worked there was like 5 people the night I was going to rent it. And everybody's like, I don't know. I never actually really heard of it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it was nominated for Oscars or whatever. And it's just, it kind of annoys me. Like, I've asked about so many movies, and they're like, oh, I didn't even realize we had that. And it's just like, you work in a movie store.
Like, no.
Yeah, you should be kept up to date on what's going on, like what movies are coming out if you work at a movie store.
It's the same thing as, like, if you go to a GameStop, and, you know, you're asking a GameStop employee about recommendations for this kind of game or something, and they don't have a single clue of what you're talking about.
Actually, where I live, we have EB Games, which is basically GameStop. Like, they're the same company.
We have them here, too.
They actually know, like, for the most part, they know what they're doing there. Like,
Go ahead.
Sorry, Tony. I was going to say, GameStop won't hire people unless they have games. Like, I put in an application to GameStop so many times back before I had a 360.
Oh, they ask you on the application, what system do you even have?
And all I had at the time was a Wii. So I'm thinking that's probably why I didn't get hired, because, like, I qualified, but I don't have the main systems of expertise that most people have and stuff. And, like, I don't know, I just feel you have to be up on games and such to work at such a place.
But every now and then you do get that one employee that works there, and I've had this guy a couple times, and not nobody in specific. This isn't like, I'm not digging at anybody in specific, but there's always that one employee who you're like, hey, do you have any suggestions for, let's say, like, survival horror games? And the guy will be like, you know, I don't really know.
I think that tends to be, like, the holiday help, though.
Yeah.
Like the Christmas rush that's starting in November.
People who are working there for, like, 3 months.
Because I remember, like, the times I applied, they're like, you try to apply in January, they're like, actually, we're letting people go this month and next month. We really don't get, like, hire new people until about September, like August, September, when schools are going back. Because they want to have you prepared, know the store, and know what you're doing for October when, like, the holiday rush starts.
Yeah.
And
I'm thinking, I think EB Games actually is hiring here.
See, they're...
you have to be 18, so I have to wait, and I turn 18 in a week, so I can apply there soon.
It annoys me. I don't like that GameStop only hires in, like, holiday seasons of, like, in your just a temp, basically. Because I've never seen really temps come back.
It's like, so basically, if you're getting hired in to GameStop, for the most part, it's like you're there You're gonna learn everything, and then you're gone. You're gonna get comfortable with it, and then you're gonna you're done. That's it.
Well, the weird thing is it's not I can't imagine what they're doing because it's not a summer job because they don't hire in summer. So it's an in-school job unless you're not going to college. So I'm just kind of confused as to how this works because I don't see there is the main people and I don't know how they became the main people because there's always a main core of people that work at GameStop and stuff like that. It's just I don't know how to become that because I've never seen the holiday help come back. I'm not sure because I've applied to GameStop many times and just either they're not hiring or they have some excuse, I don't know.
I feel like okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but movie places aren't like that unless you can find a good mom and pop type of store. But I don't know many of them.
Well, movie places, for the most part, if you're looking at Family Video or Blockbuster, a lot of the people, I've never worked there, so this isn't talking from experience, but a lot of the people who work there are it's more of a stocking kind of deal, and it's more it's like a grocery store sort of feel, I guess, more or less, where it's the movies to them are just a product, where you're going and stocking shelves and then people are checking them out and things like that. It's not really required to know up to date on everything. It should be, but I don't think it is. Like what we were saying with GameStop, where the employees already have to have a preset prerequisite of having the more modernized systems and things like that. I think movie places should do that too. I think if you're gonna work in a movie place, you should have some form of way of knowing. It should be required that you know the major releases for that month or the major releases for the week.
You should at least know the major releases that are coming out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, they do know that stuff most of the time, but they don't know stuff a lot of the people that work there are women, so they don't know a lot of action movies. They don't know a lot of horror movies.
That's kind of 6 now.
I'm not saying that girls don't like it. It's just they don't know them, so they don't watch them and stuff. They can tell you some romantic comedies, but it's all mainstream. You're not gonna find a movie. You're not gonna find a good horror movie most likely from asking these people. And the sad thing is, on the applications, they always say, list your favorite movies. And I'm does that even have a value in the application? Because, are you looking oh, you know favorite movies, you know movies? Or is it just, I want a list of your favorite movies, so maybe you can talk about them? Or, because I don't know what the point of that was.
What if you put, a Serbian film or something, and stuff like that? Would that affect you getting the job, do you think?
No. Actually,
no,
I
because I don't know.
I think doing something like that would actually increase your chance, because Serbian film is more of one of those ones where you have to have some sort of knowledge of that genre to know what that movie is.
And that's what I always try to do. Whenever I applied, I always tried to find not just favorite movies, because some of my favorite movies are guilty pleasures, but just find movies that you would have to know movies to know.
Yeah,
and
not
good quality movies.
Tokyo Drift.
Like the Truth or Dare movies, for horror movies and stuff. It's not everybody knows what Truth or Dare is. And so it's that would be something good that you would put, because it's that means you've done your research. It means if you know shot on video horror movies, it's pretty much safe to say you're a movie person.
Yeah. I think they're doing something like that at my local movie theater. They're making people put on their applications and their name tags, their favorite movies.
See, that's pretty cool. I would actually enjoy that. It makes, because if I go to a movie theater and somebody's got like their favorite movies, I can be like, hey, you like this movie? Strike up a conversation. I don't think it'll hold up the line that much or anything. But like, it just kind of makes the work environment
makes it a little bit more personal.
Yeah,
and whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I enjoy talking to people at the movie theater, like, because, I mean, I go to the movie theater and see a decent amount of movies, so, like, I sort of, like, it's the same people working all the time, like, so it's, like, it'd be cool to be able to know that you have, like, similar taste in movies or something.
I was going to movies for a long time, and this girl kept flirting with me, and then I kind of just was, like, stopped going, and she stopped working, and now there's a bunch of people I don't like working there. It's like, yay! Way to be douche canoes.
The theater that I usually go to, from the looks, I don't go that often enough to meet, like, know anybody on a regular basis, but from what I've seen, it looks like there's quite a lot of different people that work there, so you really don't get the chance to meet somebody.
Have either of you, like, Tony, have you ever applied at, like, a movie theater or a movie place?
I've applied to West River Theater once or twice, and I didn't hear back. I think it'd be really cool to work in a theater.
I agree. Like, I can't see it not being enjoyable.
Like, I've heard people...
I've strongly considered applying at the movie theater. In fact, I actually might do that soon.
I've heard people say working at the movie theater isn't what it sounds like, and it's not that great and everything. But in all honesty, I gotta say, it'd probably be like the one place that I would never get tired of working.
Well, it'd be cool to, like, I mean, just, like, it'd be cool to, like, just be in that kind of environment where, like...
They're movies.
Well,
yeah.
And it's not even, like, working...
And not to mention, you get, like, dibs on, like, posters and stuff like that.
That's what I was about to say, is I have a friend that works in a movie theater in Michigan, and he got the Amazing Spider-Man poster for free because they weren't going to do anything with it, and he asked me to have it. Like, I'm like, that's awesome.
The theater I go to, they have, like, staff draws. Like, they just draw, and whoever wins the draw gets certain posters. It's all random.
Like, I think that's so cool.
And you also get, like, a free movie. Like,
yeah.
I forget how it works, but, like, and then I've heard that they do, like, I have a friend who works in a theater as well, and he says that they've done, like, staff showings, like, if you're not working that day, you know, everybody, if you are an employee there, you can go in and see the movie early and stuff, kind of deals.
Like, I see there being so many perks to working at a movie place.
And it's not like working electronics in, let's say, Best Buy, you know. It's not like that where, yeah, I'm around movies, but there's all kinds of other stuff. This is literally the core of movies, is the movie theater.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You are working...
It'd be cool to work at a tiny little, like, independent movie theater.
Oh, that would be so much. Like in the movie, Midnight Movie, that kind of a theater?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It'd be cool to be a projectionist.
Would it?
There's a theater like that in, there's one theater like that in where I live, and it's kind of, they're actually, like, they don't make very much money, and they might go bankrupt, and it kind of sucks.
It'd be sweet to be a projectionist, though.
That would be cool.
That'd be a really cool job.
I want to open up a movie theater someday that's, like, they have, it'd be a cool movie theater. Like, you can order, like, actual, like, good food there. That's what I would like. Like, you can order a meal, and then they'll bring it into you during the movie.
Although I feel like that could be kind of
that would, well, the way the theater would be set up, though, it wouldn't be set up like a typical theater. It'd be like a restaurant.
Dude, it'd be cool to have a theater that has, like, a mall food court kind of deal.
I've seen
in the lobby, and then, like, in the back is all the theater.
When I saw Dark Knight Rises in IMAX,
yeah,
it was in a different city. It was a bigger city, and they had, like, a Pizza 73 in the theater, and you could order, like, a mini pizza and whatever. And then in the actual movie theater, there was, like, employees in the corners with, like, trays of popcorn and stuff if you didn't want to leave the theater and get food.
Dude, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a place that I think would do well.
Yeah, it was cool. I loved it. IMAX. IMAX is fantastic. I really wish I had an IMAX theater here.
I don't have. Do you? Okay, here's a question. Since you brought that up, the IMAX. Do you like? Would you rather see a movie in IMAX or just go to a regular showing of it?
Depends on the movie.
Yeah, it depends on the movie.
Okay,
a
what
horror
kind of
movie?
movie?
A horror movie I couldn't see seeing in IMAX really. It wouldn't add that much for it to me. But an action movie like The Dark Knight is the kind of a thing I'd see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I would have liked to have seen, like, Man of Steel in IMAX, or Iron Man 3.
I would have liked to see Into Darkness on IMAX.
That would have been cool. IMAX 3D for that movie would have been cool.
See, the only movies I would see that would be like Avatar. I would see that in IMAX.
Yeah, like big movies that are visually, like, awesome.
Yeah, the visually stimulating movies I would see in IMAX. But the problem I have is I don't want to pay the price for an IMAX theater.
I would say that, it's like $20 for a ticket.
And then
but
if you
it's
want
kind of
3D,
worth it though, because you get reserved seats. You don't have to worry about showing up to the movie like a half hour early to get a good seat. You have reserved seating, and there's like the seats are comfortable, and it's like it's nice.
Yeah, but I don't want, like, if you want IMAX 3D, it's like even more expensive.
That's true.
And it just gets too, to me, it gets too expensive to see a movie, even though you're getting a great experience, and experiences do help movies out big time. It just becomes unaffordable to see these and have that experience.
Yeah, I already think that 3D is expensive as it is. It's like $13 for a 3D ticket.
Yeah, I
very rarely see movies in 3D, though. I only see them in 3D if my friends want to see them in 3D. Otherwise, I'll always be the guy who's like, let's not see it in 3D. Like, the last movie I saw in 3D was, I guess, Man of Steel, yeah.
There's very, very few movies I will go see in 3D.
I am
movies like I saw Into Darkness in 3D as well. That was cool.
But I think the last one I saw in 3D was probably Priest, and that was pretty useless in 3D in my opinion.
It's a pretty old movie too.
That's because I don't go to.
Good movie though.
The only movies I've ever seen in 3D where I would say the 3D was absolutely worth it, it's probably Avatar and the Avengers. Honestly,
I didn't see the Avengers in 3D.
Friday the
Avatar, I had a huge, major headache, like migraine headache, during the entire movie, so I kept taking the glasses off because they just made it worse.
Last movie I saw in 3D was Jurassic Park 3D.
No, I forgot you went and saw that.
That was cool to say that I've seen Jurassic Park in 3D. Or to say that I didn't see it in theaters.
I didn't. I saw Star Wars in 3D.
I saw episode 1 in 3D, and the only thing that was cool about it was that it was the extended version of it, with like the extra like half hour of pod race and everything. But
those movies I would just like, I would pay for it because it's like you get to say, hey, I got to see this movie in the theaters. Like, I don't care if I see it in 3D. I got to see it in theaters.
I never got to see Star Wars in 3D, so it's like, in theaters at all, really. I was too young when Episode 1 came out that it was like I couldn't see it in theaters, so it was cool. I mean, and granted, I don't like the prequels to Star Wars that much, but like, I'm going to see them. I would have seen Episode 2 if they would have released it. I would have seen Episode 3 and whatever, you know.
So would I.
But I don't think those are going to happen anymore.
I doubt. Well, maybe when Episode 7 comes out, we might get it.
I would just wish they would have started with Episode 4. That would have been really cool to see in 3D.
Dude, it would have been cool to see the original trilogy in theaters. Because
in general.
I don't want to see
They actually do something cool. They have like a thing you can go on the website here for the Cineplex theaters, and you can vote on movies that they'll put them in theaters for a day. Like they'll have a big event. Like I think Starship Troopers is going to be in theaters next. Is when they voted on.
Really?
For it, you can go see it. Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
What other kind of options are there besides that?
I couldn't tell you.
That's actually kind of a cool thing.
I actually, I'd have to go I'll have to go to the website. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's pretty awesome. Like they've had, and at Halloween time, last year they played The Shining.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Like I think that'd be so awesome to see these movies in theaters. Even if like I have to go to a drive-in, I would love to go to a drive-in and watch the movies.
Oh, drive-ins, man, I miss those.
Right? Like, tell me they shouldn't have kept like some drive-in, for us movie people, because like you don't have to do a movie every week or like try and open it every night. Just give me like a movie once a month or something. We're like, here, we're gonna do a movie once a month.
I think what it was is that they were losing money. They were going out of business, I think, is what happened.
But
less and less people were going to drive-ins because they're a thing of the past, kind of. But yeah, I mean, I saw Spider-Man 2. That was the last movie I saw in a drive-in.
Last movie I saw in a drive-in was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Bad News Bears, both the original ones. And it was a long time.
There is still a drive-in theater that's like built and everything, and I believe you can rent it out near, like, just outside of town.
How cool would it be to rent out a drive-in and like play old movies for like a weekend or something?
That'd be pretty awesome. I know you can rent a movie theater at the theater, but that's expensive to do.
Yeah, I don't want to rent out a theater because I've been in theaters where it's just me and somebody else or something. I like drive-ins. I like the theater experience of older movies. Like, I just want to experience it how the movie came out, kind of. Like, that, yeah. To me, like, when you see the Blu-ray commercials that you see, like, Clint Eastwood and, I forget who else does them, where they're always on, like, the beginning of movies, they're like, preserve Blu-ray, like, you need to preserve movies. I'm like, the way to preserve movies, put them out in the original format. Like, give me drive-in movies. Put these movies back in theaters, like, once a month for a special showing.
Movies are meant to be viewed in theaters.
Like,
movies originally were not designed for home viewing. They were designed... When a movie was done being shown in theaters, you didn't see it again until it was re-released. Like, the Redford Theater in Michigan would do, like, the Three Stooges nights and stuff. Oh, they still do those. I figured that, but it's like that's just kind of cool to go to like a type of any kind of theater and just watch it.
I am glad that we live in an age where we can enjoy a movie at home and have just as good of an experience at home as we would in the theater, like with the technology that we have now.
I'm just saying that I think the theatrical experience is the true way to watch a movie.
Yeah, like watching like the Avengers, I guess I would say is still probably the best theater experience I had because like the audience was so into it and everything.
I think let's try that one for a topic real quick. Kyle said his. Tony, what would you think yours should be like for the best theater experience you've had?
That's a tough call because usually when I go to the theater it's during the day and there's not very many people there.
Really? There's a lot of shows like that, but I know.
Into Darkness. Into Darkness, or I would say Into Darkness, Conjuring, or Avengers for me.
I know Conjuring would be one of mine. I was thinking maybe Sinister too, but there was another movie. I had it when Kyle said his. But I can't remember it now. Shit. Now it's gonna bug me now. It really is. But I know The Conjuring and Sinister are two of my favorites that I've had.
I think the reason that I say Into Darkness is because it was the same reason that Kyle said Avengers. The audience was into it, and
The Dark Knight. That's what it was.
Everybody died. Everybody got quiet when they were supposed to, but when there was a little bit of humor, everybody laughed, everybody cheered, and spoiler, so skip ahead if you haven't seen Into Darkness, but have we all seen it here?
I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Into Darkness? No.
Never mind. Anyway, when the bad guy's revealed, who the bad guy is,
Oh yeah.
Everybody was like that's literally what they did. They're like, and then you could tell when it was a true when you could tell who in the audience was like a true Star Trek fan because like you would hear like a cheer rather than a gasp.
Yeah.
Like there was this guy, and it was so distinct when you find out who he is. There was this guy that like everybody was gasping, and all of a sudden you just hear him go, "Yeah!" Like there was just one guy who's just like, "Yeah." I'm like, that guy knows what's up. He's into this.
My one friend is like that in movies. He gets so loud.
Oh, I'd hate that.
At really cool parts. I forget what it was. Oh, you guys haven't seen Kick-Ass 2, have you?
No.
I was going to use an example.
Do you need to mention the fact that we haven't seen that in every single...
I'm sorry, though. I would have spoiled the movie if I would have continued, so it's a good thing that But, like, at the end of, like, the Wolverine, spoiler alert, when Professor Xavier shows up, he was like...
You're just like, spoiler alert, when this happens! No chance for anybody to know that!
I would have spoiled that movie for you guys. But the end scene for the Wolverine.
The Wolverine is like a month old now.
Kyle, there's gonna be one viewer of ours that watches this video, and he hasn't seen it yet. He's gonna message us. He's gonna flag us. We just got flagged and removed from YouTube because of you, Kyle.
Oh.
We just got flagged because of you.
Well, like, I haven't seen it, so I actually did not know that.
Like, okay, another example is, like, there was, like, a Marvel, there's, like, a trailer for that Lego Marvel game, which looks pretty awesome.
Agreed.
But, like, the Deadpool is in the trailer, and he was like, Deadpool! Like, he just screamed it. And, like, the whole theater's like, what the hell? But, yeah, I was kind of surprised to see Deadpool was in that game, too, because, like, Lego is, like, for kids.
I have to say, though,
hey, man, Lego my Lego.
Yeah, I would play with Lego, but, like, I'm just saying, like, Lego...
Lego my Ego, man.
For me, though, The Dark Knight is definitely one of my best theater experiences. I was so hooked in that movie. I really time did not go by during that movie. Like, I didn't realize that I was so hooked. The crowd was so into that movie. It was unbelievable. It was just fantastic.
I can barely remember I saw Dark Knight, and I barely remember it because, like, that movie came out a few years ago. I was a lot younger, and all I remember from that movie is, like, at one point at a very bad time. I think it was when Rachel was kidnapped. My one friend made a sexual joke about Rachel. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And I hit him in the head with a bag of CDs and belts, because that's what I had bought at the mall that day. And then he got all pissed off and started crying in the movie.
What?
That's all I remember about The Dark Knight in theaters.
I just remember, I didn't, like, that movie started, I was, by the time that movie ended, I was at the edge of my seat, because I went to get up and I actually slid backwards. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah. That movie's great.
And I remember seeing that in theaters, too. That was a good one. Friday the 13th, the remake, when that came out, dude, that was a pretty interesting experience, because I sat where me and my dad sat. We sat in between, we sat in front, behind a bunch of teenage girls, and then we sat in front of a bunch of teenage boys. I'm assuming they were all, like, together, and, the girls just sat in one row, guys in the other row. And I swear to you, the difference between them, it was stupid. Like, the guys, and they were whispering, they thought they were whispering, rather. They were whispering, like, every time there was, like, a sex scene, you hear one of these kids, and you knew they were, like, 12, 13 years old, because the kid's like, I think I just peed myself, man. It's like, what? Just shut up. And then, like, they'd go to have sex, and it's just, this is hot, I think I just peed myself. Like, shut up. Then the girls, like, and there'd be scenes when, like, Jason, at the end of that movie, when he jumps out of the water again. Spoiler, but I think everyone's seen that movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're in safe territory.
When he jumps out the water at the end and attacked them on the dock, the girls in front of us freaking screamed and jumped and everything, and I'm just sitting there with like the blankest face in the world, and I'm like, you really didn't see this coming? The camera focuses on the water, and it's like after this whole movie of doing like jump scares, you did not see this happening? You've never seen a Friday the 13th horror movie before where this happens?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's so fun going to horror movies.
That's one of my favorite things about going to horror movies. Like, at The Conjuring, at the end of that movie, I'm not going to spoil what happens. Yeah. I've already spoiled enough. But, like, somebody in my theater started crying.
Are you serious? Oh, that's really good. Tell us that.
I was like, okay, calm down. But it made me kind of happy because she was texting throughout the whole movie, and I was pissed off.
Wait, what happened?
Like, yeah, cry, bitch, cry.
For what?
At the end of The Conjuring, somebody in the theater started crying in front of me.
You know you're going to get some girl now that's going to just be like, I'm not going to subscribe to these guys. You just got a girl who cried during a movie, a bitch. I'm going to subscribe. These guys are assholes.
So, because of Kyle tonight, we got flagged and we lost a female subscriber.
Way to go, Kyle.
Well, I do not believe we have any female subscribers yet, so we're at -1.
Well, yeah, but she was going to subscribe because she liked us and liked our voices and liked what we were saying. But now you're like, you subscribe.
That's good. I don't want no piece of shit that texts and movies subscribe to my channel anyway.
She thought the guy with the Friday the 13th and the Target story was pretty awesome, so she was going to subscribe. And now she didn't. And now that you just made that comment as well, she thinks that anybody who texts was going to subscribe to us isn't now because they're like, oh, he just called texters a piece of crap.
Not texters in general.
Yeah.
So we're at like -5 subscribers tonight because of Kyle and a flag.
Well, seriously though, like.
No, seriously.
Oh, at Man of Steel, the guy next to me, friggin' intense part of the movie.
I love it.
It always makes
I looked at him, I was like, can you please turn your phone off? And he turns it to fucking silent and keeps on texting.
See,
you asshole.
That's when it doesn't matter if you're in the theater. You just yell that Jim Carrey line. You're just like, do you mind? I've had people in theaters talking so loud, and somebody went out and told somebody, and sure enough, manager comes in the theater and goes over and talks to them. He's like, look, I'm going to kick you out if you don't shut the hell up.
Danny and I had an issue.
I've never actually seen anybody get kicked out of a theater.
Danny and I had an issue with some family, not family, but some friends when we went and saw Scream 4.
Oh, God, yes.
They wouldn't shut the hell up. It was a black family. And because of me, we just lost the black subscriber.
Was there a black to him?
I'm pretty sure we just lost, like, 4 subscribers right there. And I was like, well, there's a black person that just didn't want to subscribe, and 3 white people who are afraid of black people in the whiplash of what you just said.
Anywho, we're sitting there in Scream 4, and these ladies would not shut up. They're talking, and there are these people that think they're whispering, and they're not, and they're just...
I don't even think they were whispering, because they were yelling at the movie. They're like, no, girl, don't do that!
Oh, yeah, that's right. They weren't even trying. They're just yelling crap, and Danny's finally like...
Oh, hell no, don't go in that car.
Danny finally goes...
that?
Danny goes... At first, he says it kind of nicely. He's like, he yells, shush.
Yeah, I did do that.
Then she yells, don't you shush. Whoever did that, don't you shush me, because they didn't realize who it was at first. And I was like, thank God they didn't notice. Okay, we're in the good right now.
I did that.
Danny was like, okay, I'm done. I'll let it go for right now, because they did quiet down a little bit. But then they got up again, and they got into it, and they started talking again. And then Danny's like, shut the hell up. And that's when they realized who said it. They cornered us outside of the movie.
Dude, I totally forgot all about that.
There was like 4 of them, and they cornered us in the lobby.
I'm a strong, independent black woman, and I don't need no man.
On the way from inside the main lobby to the doors leading out, they cornered us in those doors. Like there were 4 of them, and like a dude. The dude was staying back. He didn't want to go part. Dude was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just staying here. She was all on our face, like, saying stuff to me, swearing at me because of what he said. She's like, you gotta keep your friend under control, blah, blah, blah. Manager finally saw and came over, and he's like, is there, and your typical manager, there seem to be a problem here. No, there is, and she's just in our face with a knife right now. There's no issues.
I actually completely forgot. I remember seeing the movie and what happens after. I just forgot all about yelling. Like, obviously, I will yell at people if you're being loud in a fucking theater, and I don't want you to be loud. Like, if you are disturbing my viewing, I will yell at you and tell you to shut up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Didn't somebody agree with me when I yelled "shut up"?
I remember.
Somebody yelled yes.
a year ago.
Somebody else yelled shush, and then you yelled shut the hell up, and someone's like, oh, yes.
A year ago at Expendables 2 in theaters, during the previews, some girl was playing Call Me Maybe out loud on her phone, and, like, the whole theater could hear it, plain as day, and everybody was getting irritated. Like, I was throwing popcorn at her, everybody was, like, shh, saying shh, shh, and then finally the guy in front of her stands up and screams. He's like, that is the stupidest fucking song I've ever heard! Now shut the fuck up, we're trying to watch the movie! And she was, like, slouching in her seat, like, looked like she was gonna cry. Everybody in the theater, like, stood up and started clapping for that guy.
He got a standing ovation.
Yeah, and then the manager came in, he's like, is there a problem here?
I think the general audience, like, nobody wants to actually say something out loud and be the person that screamed in a theater, but then when somebody does, everybody's like, finally, somebody actually said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what I'm like. When somebody says it, I'm like, finally.
I think that Danny and I had that same manager that you had ask us if we had an issue.
Is there an issue here?
I always... while we're on the subject of movies...
While we're on the subject?
Again, that's going to be our topic for this.
Kyle, you gotta put, like, some kind of ding in. So he's like, we're all on the subject. Ding!
Okay. Me and my friend Carl are waiting for... It was Monsters University. We're in line, like, we get our popcorn and everything. We're waiting in line. They're not seating yet, so we're like, okay, we can just sit in the hallway for no big deal. The guy comes down after we're sitting in the hallway. He's like, oh, you're not supposed to sit here. We need you to go out in the lobby. We're like, I don't see why, but okay, we're not going to cause an issue. No big deal. So we go sit in the lobby, and while we're waiting in the lobby, another manager comes up to us, and he's like, so are you guys waiting for a movie? I seriously wanted to be like, no, I'm waiting for a taxi. Like, seriously, we're waiting there at the line to go into the hallway, and he's like, you guys waiting on a movie? No, just standing, Figured.
We just wanted some popcorn first.
I was hungry, so I came in and figured theater food was good.
I'll pay $30 for this popcorn.
I work fast food, I was a crew trainer. I kind of get, you've got that sense of, you're trying to be friendly to people, but seriously, don't ask stupid questions like, is there an issue? Like, if somebody's in another person's face, there's an issue.
Yeah, they should be like, what's the issue? Is there a problem here?
And then if there's people waiting in line to go into your hallway, ask, can I help you with something?
Don't be like, you waiting on something?
You waiting for a movie? No. I just thought this was a pretty cool place to kick it for a little bit. Jeez, it's like, I don't understand managers sometimes.
I really can't see, like, something in that type of situation, somebody really going there just to hang out in the lobby and eat popcorn or some shit.
I can't imagine anybody just going there just to buy popcorn and not go to a movie.
I know.
What's wrong with
I don't.
It's rich.
I can't even see that being an issue to where a manager would have that experience where he has to ask that.
Well, yeah.
McDonald's?
I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to just wait outside the theater. Like,
I don't understand why you can't go in it.
Well, they have to. Sometimes they're cleaning and stuff.
Oh, I gotta figure out. Well, like, every theater I go to, they're cleaning right after the movie. Like, before the end credits, they're in there cleaning, so...
They never really do that. I remember at the Avengers there was a big lineup down the hall to the bathroom, and like the guys came out after done cleaning the theater. They're like walking the opposite way of the lineup. They're like telling everybody in the lineup, "Stay after the credits, stay after the credits." Like, oh, okay.
I hate when people do that. I don't know why, and I know sometimes they may miss the credit scene or see a credit scene due to them, but I just hate when they're like, "You guys should stay after the credits." And it's like, I already got my ass up and I'm leaving.
I just hate when they say it. It's like, dude, that's almost like spoiler territory right there.
Yeah, it's kind of a spoiler. Well, then in the Avengers, he was like, make sure you stay... For the Avengers, because there's two, right? There's the one with Thanos, and then there's the one at the very end where they're eating shawarma.
Yeah.
And, like, he's like, make sure you stay all the way till the end. So we did, because we thought that'd be something cool, and it was just them eating shawarma, which, yeah, it was funny, but I was like, oh, that fucking asshole.
Honestly, when I saw it, like, I didn't actually know until a while ago, so I checked it out on Netflix, and Netflix even has it. I wasn't too thrilled with it. I was like, this is what everybody talk about, the second end credit scene? I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it was just kind of funny. It was cool, whatever.
I feel like it could have been like an extra or something.
Right?
I mean,
they shot that scene the day of the premiere.
Yeah, I heard about that. There was like all this like news article like, oh man, they shot like an extra scene for the Avengers so that it wouldn't be leaked online or whatever. Like I was like, oh man, it must be some pretty tightly wrapped shit, and it was like.
But yeah, they shot that scene like the day of the premiere. They all got into costume and did that. It's like, really, you're making this big a deal about it. The only funny thing about that scene really is the fact that they're all in costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Like if it was just them, it would have been like the dumbest scene in the world. It's them in costume that kind of makes it like Iron Man sitting there in his suit eating.
Thor never not have his costume on.
Well, no, you know what I mean though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like Black Widow and Iron Man and even Hawkeye all like in costume, and it's just like, okay, that's kind of funny.
You guys want to talk about Avengers 2, I guess?
Sure.
While we're on the subject.
While we're on the subject, I'm going to be going in a little bit, but...
Do you think that they're going to kill off any characters in Avengers 2? Like, main characters-ish. Like, Iron Man.
Well, you know what? No, not continuity. I think, like, if you're just looking at it this way, I think Iron Man is a legit person. They could kill... It's a fan favorite, so I doubt they will. I think that he could be killed off.
I think that they could kill off somebody. Like, Iron Man, I think, is of, like, the main core group of Avengers. For some reason, I just don't include Black Widow and Hawkeye as, like, the main core, because really it's, you know, whatever. But if they died, it would be kind of sad, but, like, nobody would really care if they just replaced them.
Well, the thing I see is, Iron Man, though, like, I don't know if they want to keep running the movies.
Well, Iron Man 3 kind of ended the Iron Man franchise.
That's what I mean. So, like, I don't know if they want to keep running the movies. So I could see him getting killed. Like, I don't know how to explain it very well, but I could see him getting killed off before I could see.
The only reason I could see them not wanting to kill off characters like that is because that would, like, basically guarantee that there's no possibility of the solo franchise happening. But Iron Man's already had a successful solo franchise, and if they killed him off in Avengers 2, it would open up opportunities to have somebody else take, like, the main lead role kind of thing.
But who else would we want to? 'Cause I can't think of anybody I'd want to.
Captain America.
Yes.
I might.
And Ant-Man. Ant-Man could fill in the spot that Iron Man's missing, because he's a science guy. It'd be kind of similar.
I'm missing some. See, I think I found out. I'm on Tumblr a lot, and I was looking at a comic blog, and it's kind of like a confessions blog for why you don't like certain comics or movies. And this one person was asking about Captain America. He said, the thing I didn't like about the movie is, where is the leader role of Captain America? Where's the tactician? Like, in Captain America, there wasn't a whole lot of tactical stuff he did. There wasn't a whole lot of standing back, assessing the situation, taking lead, and setting up these, like, technical ways to do everything, like Captain America is really known for. And I think that is probably one of the reasons I dislike the movies, because you don't see him being who I've come to know as Captain America. They just kind of made him a soldier.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Maybe in Winter Soldier, but I don't know.
I'm hoping from like pictures and stuff, I'm really hoping that's what they're doing with Winter Soldier. If he will have to be that type of person to beat the guy. I don't really know Captain America villains, so
I might be on the one of the only ones that kind of thinks this. I might be the minority here, but if we're talking characters that could get killed off, based on the movies and everything, I could see the Hulk being killed off.
Nope.
I don't see that. It's kind of impossible to kill the Hulk, too.
It is, but I can see them doing away with him. I mean, there's no plans for a sequel as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, I mean.
I don't know how to explain it, but, like, for some reason, I think Iron Man's, like, had his series, and, like, 3 incorporated stuff from the Avengers. So if they killed him off, it could kind of tie everything up with his series.
Well, and he has only signed on for Avengers 2, isn't he?
I don't know.
Or, like, I know Mark Ruffalo as Hulk is locked down for 6 films, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to die.
Is he really?
Yeah. Like, well, okay, he was, spoiler alert again, for Iron Man 3. It's been out for quite some time, though, so it's kind of safe. He appeared in the after-credits scene of that movie, right? I think that counts as one of his 6 movies.
Oh, okay.
No matter how brief the appearance it is, so something like that would count.
I'm just like,
so,
I'm just wondering though, like, because I just can't see Hulk being killed off, at least not in Avengers 2, because I think they're gonna need him to beat. Who are the
Thanos.
2 villains? Yeah, there you go, Thanos. I can see him fighting Thanos.
I could see Hawkeye, Black Widow, or Iron Man dying. Those are the 3 characters I could see going in the second movie.
I can see, this is later on down the road, but I can see the Hulk battling Thanos, and I can see the Hulk becoming slightly more powerful than what he should be and slightly more out of control than what he should be, and I can see the Avengers team having to take him down later on.
Well, okay, this is really getting into a little bit different universes and stuff and theories, but if they set up Spider-Man to come into the Avengers, or Fantastic Four when they do that movie to join the Avengers, I can see, like, Black Widow and them being killed, and Hawkeye. For the 3rd movie against Thanos is the one that's going to be in the 3rd movie, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Well, I know they took him out of the 2nd, and we're going to change it to somebody else.
He's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy, I know. And then he'll probably make an appearance in the 2nd Avengers.
Yeah, but who's the villain in the 2nd Avengers?
Ultron.
Okay, there you go. I couldn't remember his name. So, like, Thanos, I think you'll need Hulk. I don't know about Captain America, but I know you'll need Hulk and Thor, so you can't kill them off yet. Until the 3rd movie, obviously. I don't see Captain America being killed off because he is known to me. Like, I've always thought him the face of the Avengers. I don't know why people call him that, but he is the face of the Avengers. So I see them as like the 3 people that will make it through the movies. Everybody else I can see dying. I can even see Nick Fury dying down the line.
Oh, I could see Nick Fury dying, yeah.
I think they're going to have to tie that in with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, but I can see him dying further along. But I'm wondering something. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is this supposed to take place before the Avengers, then?
No, I think it's after.
Uh-huh. But isn't...
I think they confirmed that it's after. Actually, Joss Whedon has said that.
But isn't the one guy in it,
Coulson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coulson is alive somehow. They're going to explain it in the show. I'm assuming it's like some, like, bullshit. I don't know.
That was a great explanation, Kyle.
Well, spoiler for the Avengers, Coulson dies in the Avengers.
Well, who hasn't seen the Avengers?
I apologize if Ryan from Wasting Money watches our videos. I would hate that because I just kind of spoiled something from the Avengers for him. Because I know he hasn't watched it, so there are people who have not seen the Avengers.
I'm probably gonna put a spoiler alert tag on the title of this podcast because we spoiled quite a few things for a few people.
I feel so sad now. I don't have to watch these movies. I know the end credit scenes and everything to them.
Spoiler alert, Darth Vader dies. Oh, you mean, no.
That's not true. That's impossible! No, yeah. Okay.
It was confirmed that Lex Luthor is going to be in Superman 2, correct?
Yeah.
Did Bryan Cranston get confirmed as Lex Luthor?
Not officially. There's rumors, but it's nothing official.
Okay, so they just confirmed it's going to be Lex Luthor as the villain?
I assume so. I don't want Bryan Cranston to be Lex Luthor.
Well, here's my final question. Superman beats General Zod in Man of Steel. I'm correct.
He loses, and General Zod kills everybody.
Well, I figured. Okay, so Superman can beat General Zod, but he's going to need Batman's help to beat Lex Luthor? And this is going to be a plausible movie?
Well, I don't know exactly the deets on it. What I think the movie's kind of going to be is, okay, at the end of Man of Steel, half of Metropolis is fucking, like, destroyed. Like,
I know.
Buildings are just knocked over. There's, like, craters everywhere and shit. What I think it's going to be is, Lex Luthor's going to come in and act all like a hero to the public and be like, I'm going to rebuild all this because he's rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be like a hero to the face of the public and make him, and then like if Superman starts to oppose him, then that'll make Superman look like a bad guy and it'll turn the world against him kind of shit. And then meanwhile, Bruce Wayne is like invested. I think that they're basing it on the Dark Knight Returns. So I think it's going to be...
Joker should be in the movie.
No. I don't. Well, that's loosely based. Not like... It's not like a film version. So what I think it's going to be is Bruce Wayne has been retired as Batman for a while.
We'll see.
And he sees that Superman is, like, doing his super shit.
I already had an argument for that, though. Because the way you described it felt very Dark Knight-ish. You know, Two-Face, he's the hero of the thing.
You watched Geo play, but you didn't watch me one?
I was going to, but you had already taken a little flame.
For him!
Oh, I thought you ate. My bad. I'm sorry, I will walk you.
Douchebag.
But see, like, that's what I don't get, is because everything feels Batman-like, and I don't see why Batman needs to fit into a Superman movie right now.
But I think that even Lex Luthor would have even Batman fooled at first.
Oh, come on.
Dude, I could, like...
It's Batman.
Well, okay, it'll be... But Batman would be opposing Superman at first, though. He would be like, oh, this guy's really powerful, I gotta investigate. And he won't be Batman for a while. I think he'll just go to Metropolis and be Bruce Wayne. Like, he'll make up some excuse to be in Metropolis. And, like, maybe even him and Lex Luthor could work together to rebuild the city, like...
See, there's just more reason that I think Christopher Nolan Christian Bale should have stayed.
Yeah, I think that if Christian Bale would have stayed, they could have done, like, a cool, like, he has to come out of hiding to investigate Superman kind of thing.
I don't want to sound like a dick here, but I'm losing more and more interest in this movie as we go on in this conversation.
I know. And just think somebody will have to talk about it all again tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Kyle, like, no offense to you, but...
I don't know. I do not know.
I started with, like, 50% interest in the movie, and now I'm, like, at, like, 20% interest.
Well, at least we'll have it, like, talked out kind of right now, so tomorrow it won't be hard. Well,
I'm not going to try and have a conversation about the Man of Steel 2 tomorrow if you guys aren't going to be, like, interested in it. I'm not going to force that.
No,
I'll talk about it. I'm just saying that I'm not, like...
Are you not interested in it just because everybody's talking about it?
There's that, and then it doesn't... I'm not a Superman fan, so I don't see why Batman and Superman need to have a full Superman versus Batman movie already just to set up for Justice League. Or, aside from just setting up for Justice League, I mean.
And my feeling with it...
I feel like Batman should have just been... Sorry, Danny. I feel like Batman should have just been a cameo. I feel like they should have just went with Man of Steel 2 and then just been like, oh, look, we got Bruce Wayne showing up and doing Bruce Wayne stuff. And then he just goes away for a little bit.
See, my feeling of why I don't like it, besides I'm not really a huge fan of Man of Steel, is I seriously cannot... I know Batman and Superman in comics have done stuff together. I get Lex Luthor could disable Superman with kryptonite, and Batman could come in and save the day. But for a live-action movie, I don't see it plausible that Superman needs Batman's help in any freaking way.
But he does.
But I don't see it.
If Lex Luthor builds his giant, like, mecha suit with, like, kryptonite-plated armor and shit, Superman can't take that down.
Also, watch the Dark... Like, I get they're going to go different, but watch Dark Knight, though. As soon as something happens, Christian Bale, or Bruce Wayne is right in the fucking lair, looking shit up on this person. Batman's always been like that. So as soon as Lex Luthor, if he's going to rebuild the city, is like, in your theory, Batman would know everything about him. Batman would see these purchases as that of what he's buying and question it. Yeah, he might not know that he has kryptonite, because obviously you're not just going to, like, buy kryptonite.
Well, kryptonite, people don't even know that kryptonite, it doesn't even exist yet, dude.
It doesn't... They had General Zod in the movie, and it doesn't fucking exist yet?
Kryptonite wasn't even mentioned in the Man of Steel. It doesn't exist yet. Like, it might exist, but it hasn't been... There was... In Man of Steel, the closest thing to kryptonite was Zod had a ship on, orbiting Earth, and on that ship, basically, like, because it was a Kryptonian ship, it made Superman, like, not have his powers, and he started basically acting like he was near kryptonite, like he started... Because he's used to Earth, but he's not used to Krypton, right? So, like, when he goes on the ship, he starts freaking out and, like, puking and whatever.
Explain to me, how does Superman not just kick General Zod's ass in about 5 minutes? There's no kryptonite. What is it? There's no kryptonite.
General Zod has the same powers as Superman.
Yeah, but the only weakness Superman has is kryptonite.
And magic, and somebody who's equally as powerful.
Someone who's magic come in?
He's always had a weakness to magic.
No, he hasn't. He's Superman. He's undefeatable minus kryptonite.
He can get his ass kicked by Green Lantern.
Harry Potter can beat Superman with a what's it called?
Cadabra? Yes.
No.
Superman was boom.
Okay, well,
General
Zod, Superman can get hurt physically by people who are equally strengthed as him or more powerful than him. Like when Doomsday killed Superman in the comics, he didn't need kryptonite, he just beat the living shit out of him.
I guess.
So Zod has the same powers as Superman. He fucking, like, they beat the shit out of each other. It's like Dragon Ball Z. Like...
Yeah, but see, with Dragon Ball Z, it takes like 4.5 episodes for them to attack, and then...
Like, okay, at the start of the movie, well, not the start of the movie, but like the first fight you get, it's Superman versus 2 Kryptonian, like, soldiers who are with Zod, and they're kicking his ass because there's two of them, and they're trained in fighting, and Superman's not. So they're, like, beating the shit out of him, and then he ends up just kind of getting mad and kills them. Or not kills them, beats them, like, fucking sends this one dude into a train, and it explodes and shit. And then the Kryptonians have, like, they have, like, these breathers on that, like, make it so that they're breathing, like, Kryptonian oxygen and stuff, and they're not getting the they're not getting, like, the full power of the sun that Superman gets, you know what I mean? So they're slightly weaker than him, they can't fly and shit. They can only jump really high and whatever.
I'm sorry, I don't see it with this movie. Don't get me wrong, it could turn out fantastic.
And as a kid, Superman was like, the sun made it, like, he couldn't control his powers, he was crazy and whatever. And then Zod ends up getting his breather broken when it's fighting Superman, and he ends up, like, the sun ends up hitting him, and he ends up getting, like, all the power and whatever that Superman has, but he has to learn how to control it. And then he comes back as a fucking badass, and he's just as powerful as Superman, and they have a big battle, and blah, blah, blah.
I'll have to watch Man of Steel, but as of now, I don't find it, even in...
I'm not a Superman fan either. I wasn't. I saw Man of Steel, and I saw Man of Steel because I thought it looked like a good movie. And it was good, and now I'm sort of more into Superman.
Well, as of now, I don't see movie-wise how, even though it's a comic book superhero movie, I don't see Superman needing Batman's help. And I don't see, like, there's just going to be, like, plot holes aplenty.
Superman's kind of not, like, he's not very experienced yet. He's sloppy. He's not, like, trained. He just has, like, that's why I believe that Batman and the Man of Steel 2 will have a chance against Superman, because Superman is, like, if Batman, like, there's theories that, like, Batman's going to find remains, or Lex Luthor, one of the two. They're going to find, like, remains of the Kryptonian ships and shit, and then find a way to make kryptonite out of that. Like, kryptonite will be a man-made thing. And then, if Batman comes out of nowhere with kryptonite, and then he'll kick the shit out of Superman. Superman won't know what it is.
I gotta admit, though, even though I'm not a Superman fan, I gotta admit, now that you mention it, a man-made primitive weapon that fires kryptonite would be kind of cool.
We're supposed to talk about Star Wars 7, you know that?
We're on 2 hours.
Are we?
No, the Skype call is 2 hours. We've only been recording for an hour and a half.
See, like, I segued into Star Wars a while ago, and then, everything I segue into, you guys just, like, take off running the other way to something else, so it's just like, okay.
Well, maybe that's from past experience when you would segue me into walking through neighborhoods at night, and I took off running the other direction.
Alrighty. I guess that's in there then.